when you're Miles Bridges and you have your generational wealth moment on the line. I'll never understand that one, man. I'll never understand it.
I don't know, Neil, that if you had a friend that was in Miles Bridges' situation, you were tight with him, would you not be like, yo, bro, whatever it is, why don't you wait till after you sign this contract?
Do it effortless. Says so disappointed in Miles Bridges, man. SMH, and yeah, we're gonna get into that one a little bit. And I continue to not understand stuff like that. And I mean, I know, and I've had this conversation with DMAC privately. I think we've talked about it publicly as well. The Miles Bridges thing, I get it, and this goes back to the Tiger Woods thing. This goes back to the John Daly thing. This goes back to insert your athlete's name here when something happens that you don't quite understand. I get how these things happen. It's just, in this moment, when you're Miles Bridges and you have your generational wealth moment on the line, I'll never understand that one, man. I'll never understand it. I get it. I get how it happens, DMAC. I do.
I get how it happens too. And you know what? In this case, obviously, allegedly, we're talking domestic violence. I can relate to it. Addiction wise, where you can't see. A lot of times, you can't see inside the box and stuff like this on the bigger picture and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, so I speak for this only looking back is what would I have done differently in the situations that I was in to try to relate. And to me, Neil, it goes to just what we were saying about who do you surround yourself with? Who's your circle? How does this happen? To me, as I get older, I look at even now, right, how I insulate myself with the people that I surround myself with, so things that maybe could have popped up in the past, they won't pop up. And this is a situation like that. So with youth, and I can understand it, and don't get it twisted, because he's not, we're all looking at the dollar, the max. He's the last one to think about it, but he needs somebody around him to remind him of that and to keep him clear to see. Now, where there's smoke, there's fire, right? What was always we've been talking about if we were going to offer Miles Bridges a contract? Well, is he focused on basketball, right? That's the question. Everybody, other max contract is a baller number one, but now there's questions: is he interested in other things? Is this his strict focus? Do you want to give a max contract to a guy who wants to do other things? Well, obviously there's something, to me, red flags that there's something going on there right now because he's in this situation. But the way I look at it immediately is his inner circle. That's what I'd be looking at. Now, responsibility lies on the person. Don't get it twisted. This is all about Miles Bridges and the responsibility. But if I'm breaking down, how can this happen? You're asking me, how can this happen? And it happens probably more times than not in everyday America. But just because this is where all the big money in the bag is sitting there and we're talking about him and everybody in the country knows who this kid is, it's unfortunate. But I look at who he surrounds himself with. Yeah,
and Spencer, I'll bring you into the fold as if you're watching on YouTube right now. Miles Bridges was arrested for felony domestic violence after an alleged physical altercation with a woman. That comes to us per TMZ Sports. And look, anytime TMZ gets involved, that's very bad for business for you. I will make that general assessment because it tends to be true. But Spencer, I'll go to you. You're a little more in tune with the pop culture angle, being a younger cat that you are than DMAC and I. But this is something where people were talking about, because DMAC brought up commitment of Miles Bridges, where we look at the rap career and all that stuff, and the photos that surfaced on social media. What was it, purple drink or
it was a double cup.
Everybody's had some purple drink.
Yeah, so
haven't they?
Again, not good for business. Not a good look.
Yeah,
all those kinds of things. And look, I know that it only takes one team. I've always said this, because I've gotten in arguments with people before about, has their value really been hurt and stuff like that? It still does only take one team. But you've perused the social media outlets and stuff like that. What kind of impact do you think this is? I don't think it's never everything what people say it is. It's not as damaging as they say it will be in my mind when this settles a little bit. But maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, I mean, unfortunately, obviously terrible situation, terrible thing for him to do. We don't know the exact details of what happened, but anytime it's, felony domestic violence, it's terrible.
Right.
But I don't think it's going to affect his overall bag. I think he's still going to get paid. He's still going to be a guy that will get paid. We've seen it in sports too many times to where even if it's caught on video of something like that
doesn't
happening,
matter.
If he's a good player, if he can help you win games, he's going to get paid. So it's
that's an interesting point, Spence, because history-wise, what do we have to go on a domestic violence case in sports that's of recent? Right? And here's the difference where what got me to question is that this is NBA, not NFL. Because we know how the NFL reacts. And I'm talking about the Ray Rice case.
Yeah.
Ray Rice got 2 games when this sort of news came out before the video came out. And what happened after the video came out? Boom, he was gone. But in his case, and this is where I want to make the point, what have you done for me lately? Right? Ray Rice, running back, expendable, maybe at the end of his career, right, didn't show up anywhere else, would have been more of a detriment, right? Miles Bridges, talent, this and that. We'll watch and see how the NBA does. Yeah, and hey, I'm innocent till proven guilty to whatever else, but if video does come out, how does Adam Silver, how does the NBA handle this? But to your point, different strokes for different folks, and because he is that type of player, do we see it and how it's handled? That's just something to watch out for.
Yeah, and it is, everything, it's in the country, you're innocent until proven guilty, so I don't want to put anything too serious on him until we know what actually happened. That being said, things like this don't just really pop up without a reason behind it.
And to what they're going on, the Tyreek Hill.
Deshaun Watson.
Well, I mean,
they gave $250 million.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying it'll be interesting to hear what comes out, right, and the legality of the charges. But then how? Okay, innocent. No charges, whatever like this. Then it's business as usual. Does it go on? But if there is something, how does the NBA react? So.
And again, I don't know Miles Bridges, but I'm just saying, I want to know the why.
We all want to know the why, so we just got to sit back and let it play out. But obviously, I can tell you with some of the why is because the people he surrounds himself with don't have his best intentions at heart. And because, I don't know, Neil, that if you had a friend that was in Miles Bridges' situation, you were tight with him, would you not be like, yo, bro, whatever it is, why don't you wait till after you sign this contract? I don't care what it is you're going to do, but this is just not number one priority. You have the ability to do that, and you're looking at, you can sign, and this ain't just, I'd be talking to a guy, a buddy of mine, if they were signing any type of contract that could be changing money. You say it's a $1 million for a 3-year deal. That's something that you worked your life for. You know what I'm saying? So when you're talking this max deal, this amount of money, somebody should be making it a priority, because obviously that's the last priority. And I get it, but it's not just the dollars, right? It's what comes with the dollars, and it's the security, and it's all the different things.